The NFL is a league built on dreams. Million-dollar contracts, Super Bowl rings, roaring crowds. But for some players, those dreams don't end with a trophy. They end with a stretcher, a courtroom, or complete silence. This is the sad story of an NFL player whose career ended terribly. Let's talk about it. Bo Jackson, the greatest what-if in sports history. Bo Jackson wasn't just another athlete. He was a freak of nature, the only man to become an all-star in both the NFL and MLB. Every time he touched the ball, it felt like something historic could happen, and more often than not, it did. But in 1991, everything changed in one play. He was tackled awkwardly during a playoff game against the Bengals. No big hit, no gruesome scene, just a dislocated hip. At first, it didn't seem like the end, but complications developed. The blood supply to the area was cut off, leading to a vascular necrosis. That meant Bo's hip bone was literally dying. Within months, he needed a hip replacement, and just like that, his NFL career was over at 28. He tried to keep his MLB career going, but he was never the same. The NFL lost one of its most electrifying talents in an instant. Bo wasn't just good, he was changing what we thought athletes could be. But his story takes us straight into another career that ended just as suddenly and far more violently. Sean Taylor, a star taken too soon. Sean Taylor had it all. Drafted 5th overall in 2004, he was a generational safety. Fast, brutal, instinctive. By the age of 24, he wasn't just good, he was feared. Quarterbacks actively avoided throwing anywhere near him. He had just been named to the Pro Bowl. He was finally being recognized as one of the league's top defenders. But on November 26, 2007, everything came crashing down. While at home recovering from an injury, Taylor was shot by intruders during a burglary gone wrong. The bullet struck a major artery in his leg. He died the next day. Taylor had just turned a corner in his personal and professional life. He was maturing, becoming a leader, and just entering his prime. He didn't get injured on the field. He didn't decline with age. His career was taken from him, and the loss still stings the NFL community today. From a life stolen by violence, we move into a story where the ending came from within. Not from a bullet, but from a brain injury that changed everything. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Ryan Shazier, one tackle that changed everything. Ryan Shazier was the heart of the Steelers' defense. Speed, awareness, explosiveness. He was everywhere. But on December 4th, 2017, during a Monday Night Football game against the Bengals, he went in for a tackle and never got back up. At first, no one knew how bad it was, but the truth came fast. Shazier had suffered a spinal contusion. He couldn't move his legs. Doctors weren't sure he would walk again, let alone play football. For months he fought. He relearned how to stand, how to walk, how to regain control of his body. Eventually, he walked again. But the dream of playing football was over. He officially retired in 2020, and it was the right decision. But this was a guy on track to be an all-pro for years. A leader, a franchise piece. All it took was one play, one tackle, and it was over. Now let's talk about a career that didn't end with a hit or a fall. It ended in scandal, and it shook the NFL to its core. Aaron Hernandez. From stardom to a prison cell, Aaron Hernandez had everything lined up. He was 23, catching passes from Tom Brady, fresh off a $40 million contract with the Patriots. He was built like a tight end, moved like a wide receiver, and was part of one of the NFL's most dangerous offenses. Then came the downfall. In 2013, Hernandez was arrested and charged with the murder of Odin Lloyd, his future brother-in-law. Over the next few months, 2 more murder investigations followed. The Patriots dropped him immediately. His name, number, and history were wiped clean from the organization. In 2015, he was sentenced to life in prison. 2 years later, he was found dead in his cell after committing suicide. It was a shocking collapse. From NFL stardom to infamy, Hernandez had all the physical tools, but his off-field life derailed everything. His story doesn't end in a stadium. It ends behind bars with a legacy shattered. Now we shift from chaos off the field to a man whose career ended in complete silence, but only because he chose to protect himself before the game could destroy him. Luke Kuechly, the smartest retirement that still hurts. Luke Kuechly was a machine, the face of the Panthers' defense, a tackling monster, a film room genius. He made every play, called every read, and held the defense together. But behind the greatness was a growing problem: concussions. 7 seasons in, Kuechly had already suffered multiple documented concussions. The hits weren't always obvious, but the effects were. Memory loss, headaches, emotional swings. He kept going year after year because that's what the game demands. But in 2020, at just 28 years old, Kuechly made a decision most players wouldn't. He walked away. No injury forced him out, no scandal. He simply said, enough was enough. It was a quiet, graceful exit. But make no mistake, this was one of the best linebackers of his generation, gone too soon. He chose health over highlights, but it still felt like football had lost a giant too early. And while Cushley's story is one of self-preservation, the next one is the exact opposite. A career that crashed not from caution, but from total self-destruction. Antonio Brown, the collapse in real time. Antonio Brown was once untouchable. 7 Pro Bowls, 4 first-team All-Pros, back-to-back seasons with over 1,500 receiving yards. He wasn't just productive, he was dominant. At his peak, AB looked like he was rewriting the wide receiver position. But then it all started falling apart, and fast. First, it was the drama with the Steelers, sideline confrontations, practice absences, then the trade to the Raiders where things went completely off the rails, the frostbite from a cryotherapy mishap, the helmet dispute with the league, fines, suspensions, and then gone before he played a single down. A brief stint with the Patriots ended after just 1 game due to off-field allegations. Finally, a short-lived Super Bowl run with the Bucs gave him a lifeline, but even that ended with him taking off his pads mid-game and storming off the field. AB didn't retire. The league just stopped calling. His career didn't end with age or injury. It ended with self-destruction, played out in front of millions. From a public collapse, we go to a man who had all the physical tools, but whose career was buried under legal troubles and violent behavior from the very start. Lawrence Phillips, talent that never had a chance. When you talk about wasted potential in the NFL, Lawrence Phillips is always in the conversation. Coming out of Nebraska, he was unstoppable, national champion, a first-round pick, and built like the perfect running back. But from the beginning, it was chaos. He had multiple arrests before he even entered the league: assault, domestic violence, probation violations. The Rams still drafted him in the first round, hoping they could fix him, but it never worked. He clashed with teammates, missed meetings, and kept getting arrested. After a few short stints with the Rams, Dolphins, and 49 ERs, he was completely out of the league within 3 seasons. Then came the prison sentence, 31 years for multiple convictions, and in 2016, he was found dead in his cell. Suicide. Phillips never gave himself a chance. The NFL never figured out how to help him. His career didn't just end terribly, it never got off the ground. Now let's move to a player whose ending didn't involve crime or controversy. Just one play, one wrong move, and a legacy frozen in time. Joe Theismann, the hit that ended it all. Joe Theismann was a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a veteran leader for Washington. He had already done more than most QBs ever get the chance to. But what happened on November 18, 1985 changed everything. It was a Monday Night Football game. Theismann dropped back to pass, and then Lawrence Taylor came crashing in. The result was one of the most horrific injuries in NFL history. His leg snapped in 2 places. The image was so disturbing that ABC refused to replay it more than once. The injury wasn't just season-ending, it was career-ending. Theismann never played another snap. There was no scandal, no decline in play, just one violent play that instantly erased the rest of his career. And while he found a second life as a broadcaster, the way it ended on the field remains one of the most unforgettable moments in NFL history. Now, from a quarterback taken down by injury, let's talk about a wide receiver whose career was soaring, until a neck injury stopped it all before he could even reach his full potential. Sterling Sharpe. Greatness without a finish line. Sterling Sharpe was putting up numbers that looked like something out of a video game. In 7 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, he had over 8,000 receiving yards and 65 touchdowns. He led the league in catches 3 times. He made 5 Pro Bowls. And the scary part? He was just getting started. Then, in 1994, everything came to a halt. A severe neck injury, specifically a narrowing of the cervical spine, forced him into early retirement. Just like that, his career was over at 29. No farewell tour, no final season, just silence. What made it even harder was watching his younger brother, Shannon Sharpe, go on to win multiple Super Bowls and make the Hall of Fame. Sterling should have been there too. He had the talent, he had the stats, he just didn't have the time. From a career stolen by injury, we now go to a player who didn't walk away by choice, didn't spiral from fame, he was simply taken. And his ending remains one of the most tragic in NFL history. Derek Thomas, greatness cut short by fate. Derek Thomas was a force, one of the greatest pass rushers the NFL has ever seen, 126.5 sacks in just 11 seasons. He once recorded 7 sacks in a single game, a record that still stands. He was the heart of the Kansas City Chiefs, a leader on and off the field. But on January 23, 2000, while driving to the airport in icy conditions, Thomas lost control of his car. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. The crash left him paralyzed from the chest down. 11 days later, he died from a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot. He was just 33. Derek Thomas was on his way to the Hall of Fame. He got there posthumously, but that wasn't how it was supposed to go. He was still playing at a high level, still making quarterbacks uncomfortable. And then, gone. Some of these players were legends, others never got the chance. But what they all share is an ending that came too soon, too hard, or too tragically. The game of football gave them glory and then took everything away. But what do you think? Which one of these could have been avoided? Well, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also check out our last 2 videos. Thank you.